I wanted to talk a little bit about well, actually the pair bonding thing. When you mentioned that, I've made a video that went viral called 10 Reasons Not to Have Sex Before Marriage. And one of the reasons that I mentioned in there was, sex connects us. So during sex, and it's not the same for men and women. There's a really interesting TED talk out there by a woman that endorsed my book. Her name is Dawn Masler, and it's called How Your Brain Falls in Love. And she talks about how women release oxytocin when they orgasm. Men do not release oxytocin when we orgasm. We release it when we commit. So if you think about that, the perfect time to exchange, man gives his last name, woman gives her body, and the two people cleave together and form a family unit. And that'll get you through all the storms of life. But what happens is for a woman, if she gives up the sex, she basically transfers the control, because she has a lot of control up until the point where she has sex. If a man is interested in her, this is what I try to help women understand, is that you have a lot of control in the relationship up until you have sex. The moment that you have sex, now you're giving it to him because you're going to be bonded to him and he's not bonded to you yet. So now she's chasing him around trying to get the commitment, and he's not in no rush because he's like, well, he's already getting the milk, right? Why buy the cow? So this is what I try to help women understand. But like you said, if you bond to somebody, imagine you get this oxytocin release and you bond to this person, and then you pull away, and then you do it again with somebody else, and then you pull away, and you do that enough times, you're not so sticky anymore, and it becomes, like you said, it's just very easy to dip at the first sign of trouble.
Correct.
So the tattoo thing, that was what I was going to ask about. Why do you think tattoos are a red flag?
Look, any woman that is obsessed with drawing all over her body, there's something wrong with her. I've never met a woman that's heavily tattooed that didn't have something wrong with her, and that's just not my experience. That's been the experience. Like, I have a large community with hundreds of men, and beyond that, I've got a public community with hundreds of thousands of followers, and the vast majority of them all agree with that observation. It's not me making something up to paint tatted up women negatively. It's just not common. Men, tattoos are totally different. I mean, I noticed that you've got tats on your arms, but it's a masculine trait, right? Like, throughout history, men have tattooed themselves. It's a tribal sort of experience. For some, it's a rite of passage. For some, it has a lot to do with culture and what they believe in. But tattooing the female body hasn't been as common as it is in modern times. And it's not that uncommon to see a beautiful woman covered in tattoos. And to me, that's the same thing as putting bumper stickers all over a Lamborghini. You just don't do it. It shows a lack of taste. Men, in my experience, want debt-free, tattoo-free virgins. That's what they want, right? When a woman's tatted up, it shows that she's done something with her past that isn't that particularly favorable. It's like, when you climb to the top of Mount Washington, you get that little bumper sticker and you put it on your car. This car's climbed the top of Mount Washington. That's what these tattoos look like to most guys. It's like this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, because realistically, it's mostly guys, doing the tattoo work on their bodies, right? And I know several tattoo artists, and the vast majority of them have intimate experiences with these women too at the same time.
Wow, I never thought about that. I was listening to some of what you're saying about, like, the virgins, debt-free and non-tattooed. It's like, I know you've done some stuff with Andrew Tate, and kind of reminds me of something I heard him say, where basically men want to be women's portal to the world. Like, we want to be the first one to show them the world. We want to take them to the place for the first time, the restaurant, the country, or whatever. Right. And there's a lot of truth in that. Like, when a woman has all this experience, you're not showing her these things for the first time. And as a man, you want that. So it rang true for me. You ever get scared of getting canceled?
Not really. I mean, my life's sorted. I'm sure at some point the woke mob's going to try to come out and try to cancel me. I've had people try to get me fired, which I thought was kind of funny, because I founded and I am still listed as a CEO of my debt business. And it's like, dumb people actually think that they're going to file complaints. It's like my brother answer the phone and be like, he's the CEO here, right? But you can't really cancel somebody that's anti-fragile, right? Like, they tried to cancel Tate, and he's even bigger than what he was before, right? When you try to cut out somebody's tongue, all you really do is prove them right. So I think that we could possibly be getting to the end of this. It seems like Elon Musk's, move to buy Twitter, and his move for more open speech and less censorship. It'll be interesting times in the coming years, because the notion that you can cancel somebody to shut them up
Right.
hasn't worked very well, has it?
No, not at all. You're right about Tate. Yeah, he's bigger. He's bigger than he's ever been. I was thinking about that yesterday. I was watching something, on YouTube of his, and I'm like, if anything, they made him more famous.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.